atomic bomb instantly killed over 70,000 people in Hiroshima. By the end of 1945, this toll has reached about 140,000 in Hiroshima and 74,000 in Nagasaki. At the epicenter, temperature exceeded 4,000 degrees. Around 70% of Hiroshima's buildings were destroyed or burned. Survivors witnessed hell on earth. People with burned skin hanging from their bodies, one on the street with swollen eyes, loved one left unrecognizable. But the suffering didn't end there. In the months and years that followed, many survivors developed leukemia, cancer, and other radiation-related illnesses. They carried the pain of immense loss. They lived with survivor's guilt. They faced discrimination. Rumors of contagious illness made it hard to find work or marriage partners. During the US occupation of Japan from 1945 to 1952, strict censorship made it difficult to speak publicly about their experiences. Despite these unimaginable hardship, some survivors found strength to share their stories. One man, after hearing about 1954 nuclear test at Bikini Atoll, where Japanese fishing boat crew was exposed to radiation, resulting in at least one death, felt compelled to speak out. Breaking decades of this silence, he hoped that no one else in the world would ever have to endure what he did. These survivors have spoken to children, visited classrooms, and shared their stories overseas. I once had the privilege of visiting Hiroshima with a group of Australian students. We were welcomed with warmth and generosity. Thanks to the kind support of Rotary Club, our students stayed with local families. For many, the most memorable part of the trip was not the sightseeing. It was sharing meals, playing games, and forming bond with their host families. During our visit, a Belgian colleague asked Rotary Club chairperson whether people in Hiroshima had resent toward the United States. He replied, "It was a great tragedy. We never want to happen again. That's why we do what we do." We are all moved. Instead of hardened resentment, they chose to promote international friendship and understanding. Many of our students kept in touch with their host families and returned home with deep love for Japan. You may know the story of Sadako Sasaki. At just 2 years old, she was exposed to radiation in Hiroshima. At 12, she developed leukemia. While in the hospital, she heard a legend. If you fold 1,000 paper cranes, your wish will come true. Her wish was to recover. She folded crane with hope and determination. But sadly, she passed away just 12. Her story touched heart around the world, and the paper crane has since become a global symbol of peace. When I took students to Hiroshima, we brought origami crane with us. Not only Japanese language students, many across the school contributed. It was a collective wish for peace. Near Sadako's statue, we saw countless strings of 1,000 paper cranes sent from all over the world, including the US and Russia. We visited a Peace Memorial Museum and saw devastating reality of bombings. It was confronting when we saw a group, when we posed a group photo outside. A young student quietly said, "We shouldn't smile here. This place is too sad." We felt our pain and theirs. In 2019, high school student Hiroshima created a picture story for children, inspired personal account of survivor Keiko Ogura. The story depicted devastation of bombings and horror witnessed by an 8-year-old girl watching people with severe burns die before her eyes. In the US, many are told that atomic bomb ended the war swiftly, saving millions of lives on both sides. But few know a true horror of nuclear weapons. Survivors have traveled to US to share their stories and advocate for peace. Their testimonies provide irreplaceable education. Students at University of Idaho translate Keiko Ogura's picture story into English. When she visited the university in 2022, she asked students studying Japanese to help her share her story. It changed them. They began speaking with the families and friends of wars and peace. They visited local schools to share the story. Some even chose a career that promotes international understanding. Another powerful example of grassroots action is Green Legacy Hiroshima project. After the bombing, some trees miraculously survived, including 300-year-old ginkgo. A fresh green shoot brought hope in the ruins. In 2011, 2 women launched a global project to share the hope and resilience. They've since sent seeds and sampling from these survivor trees to more than 40 countries, including nuclear-armed nations and Australia. Finally, their efforts were recognized on the international scene. In December last year, the 2024 Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Nihon Hidankyo, an organization of atomic bomb survivors from Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in recognition of their unwavering advocacy for a world free of nuclear weapons. Today, most survivors are in their late 80s or 90s. Very few remain to speak. Many are heartbroken when the Japanese government chose not to sign the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons, or even attend this year's meeting as observer, citing security concerns. Japan is the only nation to have suffered nuclear attack. As a resident of Blue Mountains, I'm proud that our city has endorsed the treaty. I hope our stand will inspire other cities and countries, including Australia and Japan, to follow. The action of Hiroshima and Nagasaki people, welcoming overseas students, sharing paper memories, creating pictures, story, folding paper cranes, planting seeds, may seem small, but each took great courage. These gentle gestures ripple outward, touching heart across oceans and generations. The impact of one person's action can go farther than we imagine. Even a small positive step can help shape a better world. In a time still shadowed by nuclear weapons, the voices of ordinary people are more vital than ever. Together, let us honor the past by building a peaceful future. Thank you.